Welcome back to another Flutter tutorial video. In this episode, let's build the settings page. So the idea for this video is to give the user a few app customization options and also some account settings that the user can set. So for that, the first thing I want to do is come right here inside of this settings page and then let's call a stateful widget. The idea to use stateful widget is because we want to give the user the ability to update some app customization. So for that, we need to keep track of the state. So change the name right here to be settings page. Then let's return right here a scaffolding widget. So after that, inside of the scaffolding widget, let's define a background color. So you can use colors.white. And then for the body property, we'll use a column widget. But let's wrap this column widget with a container widget, so we can add some paddings and margin to it. So for the margin, let's use a constant agility set dot all with the value of 8. And then for the padding, let's apply the same value. So you can just copy right here and paste it here. Then we can call a child widget. And like I said, this will be a column widget. So call the children property. So inside of the children property, we'll define our settings. So let's define right here the main X alignment with the value of star, and then the cross X alignment with the value of center. So right here, we'll define the three sections. The first section will be the app settings. Or you can change it to be app preference actually. The second one will be account settings. And the last one will be customer support. So for each section, we'll define the title of the section and then a list of options. So let's define right here a new method, and let's call this section header text. So this will return a widget. So let's return a padding widget, make it private, and let's call this section header text. So right here, you need to return a padding widget. So right here, let's define a constant agility set dot all name constructor with a value of 8. Then give it a comma right here. For a child, let's define a text widget, and then we'll provide the text as an argument. So come right here, let's make a name argument. So for that, let's use curly brackets, and then let's make it required. So a user needs to add this value right here. This will be of type string, and just call this label. So just copy the label and assign right here to the text widget, then give it a comma. Let's define a style to it. So call a constant text style. So here, let's define the font size, which is 16, and the font weight will be 200. So now you just need to copy the name of your method right here and call it here. And then call the label argument, and you provide a title for your section. So just copy right here, paste it here, and also here. So let's format everything. So for the first one, this will be a preference. And for this one, this will be account. And for the last one, this will be support. So now if you save, you will get an exception. This is because we changed the widget and we didn't reload our app. So just reload it right here. So let's go back to our settings page. So now we can see we have these three options right here: preference, account, and support. So now we need to define the section itself. So for that, will create a new method, and this will be called section setting option. This will return a card widget. So make it private and call this section settings and then options. So return a card widget. So for this card widget, we'll define the color, the margin, and also the elevation. So for the color, let's use the color dot from our GBO method. So right here for A, the value will be 255, and then for the remaining colors, this will be 234. Then for margin, let's remove the margin, so you can call this edgely set dot 0. And then for elevation, let's use 0.1. For the child of this widget, let's call a padding widget. So right here, call the constant edgely set dot symmetric name constructor. So horizontally, I want the padding to be 10, and then vertically, I want the padding to be 12. So then call a child widget, and this will be a column widget. So right here, just call the children property. So instead of defining a list right here, what we'll do is use an argument. So let's make a name argument. So this will be required, and here we'll provide a list of widgets. So let's constrain the widgets to be the list style widget and call this options. So just copy this option right here and assign to the children property this way. So the idea of using list style widget is because the list style widget will allow us to define a leading widget, a title widget, and a trailing widget, and we also can handle the callback actions. So now the next step is just call your class right here for each section and then provide your list of list style. So call right here, call the option, and let's provide an empty list for now. Just add a comma right here, then just copy and add for each of one of the other options. So now if you save right here, let's now call our list style. So right here we need to call the leading widget. This will be a constant icon widget. And then we need to define right here the title. This will be a constant text widget. And we also have the trailing widget. So right here for the icon, for the first one, let's use icons.notification none. And let's use the outline version of this icon. So right here for the text, this will be notification. And then for the trailing right here, what we'll do is call the switch widget. So let's use this one, switch widget dot adaptive name constructor. So the switch widget allows us to create the switch UI, so a user can toggle between a value true or false or on or off. So right here we need to define the value and also handle the callback action. So for the callback action, you can define an anonymous function, and this function will expect a nullable boolean as an argument. So just call this value. So let's define a new variable right here inside of our state. This will be of type boolean. Make it private and call this is notification active. The default value will be true. So then just copy right here your variable and assign right here to the value. And then inside of our callback method, you just call right here the set state. And then let's update the value of this is notification active. So right here, just use value and add exclamation mark. So with this, let's save. You can see you have now your first option defined. As you can see, by default, this will add this switch widget from iOS. This is because we are using this adaptive name constructor. So right here, if you want to change the color, you can come right here and just call this property right here active color, and let's define it to be black. So you can use colors.black. So now you can just copy this widget right here, and let's do the same thing for the options inside of this first section right here. So just paste it here and also paste here. So let's format now the labels right here as you can see it. So you can come right here, change this value to be stretch. When you save, you can see this widget will be displayed right here. So for the first one will be notification. For the second one, this will be, for the text will be dark mode. And then we also need to define a new variable to it. So you can just copy this one, paste it, and now let's change it to name it is dark mode active. The value right here will be false, and then copy and assign it to this widget right here. So for the icon, let's use the adjust outline it. So now save. We have right here for the dark mode, and for the last one, this will be location. So come right here, create another variable, and let's name it is location active. So just copy, assign right here and here, and then let's use this one, person underscore pin circle outlining. So when you save, let's change the value right here to be true. So as you can see right here, these are the first option for app customization. So the user can active or disactive notification, and also the location, and active the dark mode. So for now, we're not going to implement these features right here. This is because you need to learn how to create themes and also how to save share preference using an external plugin in Flutter. So once you learn those concepts, we're going back to this page and then change these behaviors right here. So now let's define these account settings. So you can just copy a list style right here. Just paste it here, give it a comma, and also paste another one. So for this one, we don't have a switch widget. Instead, we'll have an icon widget. So you can select this one and clean it, and do the same thing right here. So instead, we'll use an icon widget. So just copy this icon widget, paste it right here, and do the same thing here. So let's change the icon to be keyboard underscore arrow underscore right. So right here for the text, this will be manage profile. And then for this one, this will be accounts and settings. Or let's call this password and settings. So change the icon right here to be lock, outline it. And this one will be person, outline it. So now save. And then for the last one, we'll only need one list style widget. So you can copy right here, just paste it here. Change the icon to be call, outline it. And then for the text, this will be customer support. So now save everything. So now another improvement I want to do is add some space gaps between each option. So for that you can come right here. Let's call a constant spacer widget. Give it a comma right here. And this will add a space or a equal space among each option that we have right here. So now for each list style widget we also have this property right here, which is the leading and trailing text style property. So this will allow us to add text style for this leading icon and also for the trailing widget. So you can come right here. Let's define a new function that will return a text style widget. So call right here the text style widget. Make it private and let's call this leading and trailing text style. Return a text style widget. So right here, let's define a color to the widgets. So come right here, let's use colors.black. Give it a comma, and then the font weight. Let's use font weight 200. Actually, let's change it to 400. So let's make this one a constant text style widget. So now save. Just copy this code right here and let's assign for each one of these text style widgets. So just paste it right here, then just copy this code. Let's do the same thing right here and also here. Let's paste it after the trailing widget here and here. So for the remaining three widgets right here, what we'll do is call the onTap callback method right here and provide an arrow function. So when a user click on these three options right here, let's go to another page for the manage page or the settings page. And then for the customer support, let's give the user the ability to make a call. So save as it is. If you have an exception, just restart your app, get started, and you can come right here. Let's go back to the settings page, and here this is how we can customize and create a settings page. So this is it for this video. If you find the video useful, give a like and also subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can get the notification when new videos are coming out. So in the next video, let's go back to here. So when a user select a car, let's go to the detail page. So for that, let's learn how to work with slivers in Flutter. So this is it for this video. See you on the next one.